calling meeting to order. We'll do Pledge of Allegiance first. So,
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
now we'll establish a quorum. Roll call, please.
Joe?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Dick is absent. He will be here after he's done with the shootout. He wants to be playing well. Kim, I'm here. Eileen? Here. Brenda? Here. And Sabrina.
Here.
So we have a quorum.
Next item is approval of the Board of Director meeting minutes from December 12th, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the December meeting, 2025.
I second that motion. Joe? Can everybody hear me? Joe, do you approve? The minutes?
I approve.
Stay with us.
I'm with you.
Paul?
Yes.
I approve them. Eileen?
Yes.
Brenda?
Yes.
And Sabrina.
Yes.
Motion passes. Those will be put on the website today.
Next thing is Treasurer's Report by Eileen.
Oh, she's got a...
She's got her pointer. Yay.
I'm gonna invest in a laser pointer for that.
I might have one. Here, you want to use this one? Eileen, you want to use this one?
She wants one that has a long reach.
There you go.
Come on.
So we are looking at the financial statement for the end of November. We haven't quite gotten December's from Watson yet, so we couldn't put anything together for that. Our operating income, this is just for the month of November, was, I'm not going to read all these numbers, $311,000. Our expenses, $250,000. Our operating cash, which comes from the balance sheet, minus $150,000 that we keep in emergency funds. I need my cheat sheet.
You want? Can you?
Well, this was cut off, that's all. Okay, and then the next sheet is really the one we look at more. These are our year-to-date income and expenses for our operating funds. You can see our income, we show a surplus over the actual over the budget, and that includes like the $31,000 we said we got brought in for our term, or what has got, Citicon, termites, Citicon. That's included in that. And then our land lease through November is $1,059,000. That's what runs every year. These are our expenses, year to date, budgeted, variance. We have by administration, building maintenance, golf course, landscape, outside contracts. This is our big one, of course, and that's everything you can think of from our electricity, propane, maintenance, garbage, everything that goes into running the place. So when we come down, our operating actual expenses through November have been $2,968,310. That's under our budgeted amount by $419,781. We have quite a few expenses that haven't been calculated in. At the end of the year, they really have a lot of processing to do. So these are somewhat understated at this point. Then our non-operating expenses are our land lease and our reserves. In the reserves this year, we moved money from our laundry tokens into our reserves, and that's why we show, we had planned on more laundry tokens than we actually have sold at this point. So we are understated, our budget. We are not quite up to our budget amount. So our net profit at the end of November looks like this, 494,502,000. But that is going to change at the end of December, will be less. And then our total reserves at this point are 809,873. Any questions? This will be posted with the minutes. And if you have questions, come ask myself or Sabrina or Keith. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you, Eileen. Good job.
Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Kim for the committee reports. We are still waiting for Judy Roberts to come for the annual, she's going to be saying something on annual meeting committee, but I texted her and she said she was coming. And mixed golf,
Dick's not here.
Dick's still playing, so I may like shift those. If they're not back by the time we get to that point, I may move those further down in the meeting, just saying. So now I'm handing it over to Kim.
Okay. We had a rules meeting, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. We put the agenda on Channel 99 and on the website, and we had so many people that we moved it into here because we couldn't all fit in the glass room. So that I commend everyone that was there for taking an interest in what's going on here. So the first thing we talked about was laundry room and pets. Okay, that was a big discussion in the last meeting. Hopefully, as you all know, if you have an allergy to an animal, then you can put that doctor's notice in with the office on record in your owner's file. And if someone has an animal on your floor, then they can, if you get there first, okay, so this is what happened. So there was a long discussion, and what happened was that we wanted to talk about if I have an animal, let's say I have a cat, and Jack next door is allergic and he has a doctor's note. If I got there first with the cat before the doctor's note showed up, I get to use the laundry room. If the doctor's note was there before I got the animal, then he gets to use the laundry room. That is what the Rules Committee agreed to, okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent, this was the decision that was made by the Rules Committee. Not by me, not by the board, okay? The next thing, so is there any questions?
Can you repeat that again?
Yes. So, me and my neighbor, I'm allergic, they have an animal. I get my doctor's notice in prior to them having an animal, then any animal on my floor has to use laundry services off-site. If the animal is there and then I move in and have an allergy, the person that has the animal gets to use the laundry. That, so who's ever there first, so the point I would take out of this is if you have an allergy or you think you have an allergy, get your doctor's note in now. Because if someone moves in and they have a dog or a emergency support or a service animal, you may lose your laundry privileges. Yes?
Mary Causey, 11.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you come up here, please?
I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't make Eileen come up. Sorry, you should have. Can you write Eileen down on your list, Holly, please?
Mary Causey, 11D. We also talked about accommodations, possibly having a safe washer dryer.
We did talk about that in the rules meeting. Nothing has come of that. That would be a fairly huge expense to get water and electricity to the location, but we can keep that. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but if we do, we will look at it closer.
Thank you.
Okay? Eileen? You get to come up this time, sorry. Or, wait.
You gotta come up, when it's time, you have to come up.
And just so everyone knows, we need you to come up because there's so many people that watch this online or they watch it on tape.
They like to see
They
who's
have
speaking.
to, well, they can't hear you in the audience. So,
Eileen Moriarty, 36F. I was here at the last meeting, and my understanding was that there was going to be some research done about how that was handled in other facilities and other apartments and things, and I don't know what happened, but now it seems to be a rule. But,
I don't
but we
know
never
how
found
to-
out the results of that.
I don't know how to find out that information.
Phone calls? I mean, it's not difficult to find out how other places do that. See, my issue being a nurse is if you have an allergy, and in no difference to anybody who's got allergies, my grandchildren are severely allergic to peanuts. It's really on the person that has the allergy to protect themselves, not the community to protect them. Now, it's a courtesy, but that's a huge, unless you provide something
Right.
for that person to protect themselves, if you want to do that, that's great, but anywhere you go,
Right.
you're going to be, you're going to be out in an allergy area. You can contact it anywhere, hotels and.
Oh, right, right.
So why are we providing, specific services and potentially pushing other people away, other people that may want to buy or
Right.
rent because of that? That could be an issue. Because, anybody can get a doctor's note and say, well, I'm allergic.
Oh,
True.
no, I agree.
So,
So,
I just think that requires just a little bit more investigation because it's a serious
Okay.
thing and it affects a lot of people.
I will try to make some phone calls and get an
I'm happy
answer.
to try to get information for you too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, I know it takes a lot of time and effort, but
Okay.
I think it's a big decision.
Okay, so we will table that until the next meeting.
The rules are meant to be changed. If we found it would have to be changed later, then it could be changed, but not a concern.
Joan, you had a question? I'm sorry, Jamie, you have a question also, but Joan was first.
Come on,
Come on,
please
Joan, you
come
get
up
to come
here.
up.
You want to talk, you have to come up.
just saved me a trip.
Oh, you were going to ask the same question?
She just answered, she just said.
Come on, Joan.
Sorry, Joan.
Just a fast question. How many animals are on this
Talk to the mic and who you are and your apartment, please.
property? Joan Slattery, 27F. How many animals are on the property?
I don't know, how many are on the property? Do we know, Holly?
About. Are we talking 10 or are we talking 30?
Right.
At one time, there were
Quiet.
26
So Holly's saying there's approximately 20 animals.
know of.
That we know of. Because there's a lot of people that have them that don't register them.
Especially cats.
Yeah, especially cats. Brad, you want to come up? Oh,
Are renters allowed to have animals?
anyone is allowed to have an animal because it's a federal program.
You have to sign up and do the paperwork to show that you're, I don't know how you do the pet paperwork. Yeah, it has to be approved.
Right.
I'm Brad Cairns. I live in 33E. The question we have is, in the interview process, or if somebody's trying to buy in here, are they going to be made aware of this before they buy?
They will be now. Well,
Okay.
we're going to table it till the next. Oh, they were?
Yes.
But we have a,
I believe that's something that's always been discussed in the interviews.
It wasn't when I was interviewed, I can tell you that. It was never discussed when I was interviewed. But at that time,
Paperwork is answered before it gets to the interview. We have on occasion had someone in an interview.
Brenda,
Yeah,
talking to
Brenda, nobody
Mike.
can hear you.
We have on occasion had someone show up for their interview and say, oh, wait, I have a dog. Okay, interview's over, rescheduled, and paperwork has to be complete. But you answer
Okay.
these questions on the application, so if
Okay.
you don't have an animal,
okay.
you say that in the beginning.
Okay, so if you don't have an animal, and it's not on there, are they informed that if they buy a unit and somebody else in the building has an
Yes.
animal, so they're made aware that if you're buying this unit,
Yes,
this person has a doctor's thing in here, you won't be able to use the laundry room if you have an
In
allergy.
my time on the interview, I would always say, you can't come back next month with an animal. If you've now come in without one,
Well, that's not
that's
true,
the-
though.
well, no, but somebody listen, they're always thinking ahead. So they get
But-
through the interview, they close, and then suddenly they have a dog or a cat.
But I'm not asking about that, I'm asking about the person who doesn't have an animal. So on the application, there's no notice of an animal, so you don't talk about an animal. Are they told?
No, we do talk about the
So
animal.
you are telling that if somebody in your building has an animal and you have an allergy, you may not be
Yes.
able, okay, good. Very good,
Yes.
thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, next topic. So the next topic is cars. Cars and car heights. So again, at the rules meeting, we had a long discussion about this, and it was decided that we would bring to the board, and we will vote on this today, that we would increase the height of a car to 75 inches. We would add a width consideration, because really, when you look at our parking spots, they're all, by template, they're 9 feet wide. It's 108 inches. We said we were going to go to 80 inches wide for a car and keep the 220 wide, long. And the reason we did this, a couple of reasons. Most newer cars have backup cameras. They have backup sensors. So if you're pulling out and another car is approaching you, it's going to beep and it's going to tell you a car is there. Also, you're never going to see, if you're in a, let's say you're in a Camry and I'm in a SUV, you are never going to see over me, no matter if I'm 70 inches tall or 75 inches tall, okay? And many of the car manufacturers today have creeped up the size of their car, okay? So like a Jeep, okay? The Jeeps are getting taller. Every time they do a new model, they get a little bit taller. The Chevy Equinoxes are getting a little bit taller. And we felt by adding 5 inches that we would catch the mid-size SUVs, but keep out the large SUVs. So what it does is it doesn't allow for a Suburban, a Tahoe, I think it's the Lincoln Navigator that is the large SUV. The Jeep Wagoneer, is that the big one?
I think it's the Grand Wagoneers.
The Grand Wagoneer. The size we picked would keep all of those vehicles out of here. Truthfully, they're too wide. And the width goes, side of the vehicle does not include the mirrors. Okay, it's 80 inches. And those are things that we can check when somebody puts in their paperwork and tells us what model year and what car they have. That is common knowledge, how long it is, how tall it is, and how wide it is. Okay? And we will also continue to put at the bottom of the interview packet that we have the right to measure your car at any time. Okay?
At any time, because what we have seen is owners come in with a car and then they put bigger tires on. Well, now they're not within the guideline. So you have to stay within the guideline once you come in.
So it will continue to say we have the right to measure your car, and, even though we might have said it was okay, we have the right to measure it, because, like you said, if you have a Jeep, and you put oversized tires on it, it's gonna make it too tall. Even though the office thinks you're walking in with a 2019 Jeep that's only, 73 inches tall, till you put oversized tires on it.
At one time, Jeeps weren't allowed here, when did that change?
Can you come up here, please, and make your comments?
Oh, Judy's here. Hi, I left you stuff on your desk.
Right here.
Duke's back.
I'm still Brad from 33E. At one time, Jeeps were not allowed in here. When did that change?
There was never, I don't have all my, or maybe I do. There was never, I've read all the bylaws, there was never a time when we said no Jeeps. It actually said no vans, and then the last time they made an approval, they got rid of the no vans, so vans were allowed. But it never said no Jeeps.
No pickups.
No pickups, nothing with an open, like you can't have a Jeep that has an open back on it.
Well, that's what Chris would tell us a long time ago.
Okay, well, I'm telling you what's in the
Okay,
bylaws.
that's fine, but that's what was said a long time ago.
Okay.
No Jeeps.
Right,
SUVs were not allowed either back in the day,
yeah.
yes.
Well, I go by what the bylaws say, and we're gonna, yeah, so we're going to go with what our bylaws say. And our bylaws say you can have a van, you can have an SUV, you can have a Jeep, you can't have a pickup truck, you can't have anything with an open bed, so you can't have a motorcycle, you can't have an RV, yeah, you know, I mean, there's a bunch of you can'ts. That will all be on the annual meeting. When you vote, you will actually vote to increase that, because the board cannot do that. But I do need approval by the board to get it on the ballot. So I would like to make a motion that we increase the car heights from 70 to 75. We add that they can be 80 inches wide, and we can maintain the 220-inch length.
I second it.
You don't get a choice, Jeanette. Joe? Oh, wait, sorry. Did anyone on the board want to say anything? I'm sorry, I went out of turn. Anyone in the audience?
I think
Oh, sorry, Sabrina.
that cars, when they redesign cars every 2-3 years, they keep changing the specs, and our specs were so right on, so they changed the specs, now your car's too tall, or too tall, and so in order to not have to keep changing specs every other year, now your car's good, now your car's no good, I think we kind of, in my opinion, needed to adjust this a little bit, so.
Thank you. Oh. I think you're on.
Now, this vote from the board does not change the ruling. This just puts it on the ballot, so the owners vote on whether to change the bylaws or not. So if this issue does not receive a majority of votes
256
to approve
votes.
it, then it's going to stay at the 70 inches and the 220 in length.
Yes.
So if you want it to change, you have to vote yes. If you don't want it to change, you have to vote no. It's up to the owners, and the board is just voting to put it on the ballot.
Does anyone in the audience have any discussion points or want to come up and say something?
I don't want to come up, but
You got to come all the way up.
Yeah. Everybody, equal opportunity, everybody who wants to talk has to come up to the podium.
Come on, Lynn.
And then everybody on TV can see you too, in TV land.
Lynn Monahan, 11B.
Talk in the mic.
Yes.
Lynn Monahan, 11B. I was just wondering, when you spoke about the length of the vehicles, are you counting the little bicycle racky things that are on the back? Because sometimes
No.
I don't
No.
think those are part of it. It's
No.
the actual car dimensions.
Bumper to bumper.
But are they
Okay.
supposed to have those things on the back?
They can.
Sometimes
We've
they're
never said they
approved.
can't.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe-
sometimes they are approved.
can't
They're
have a
supposed to
rooftop
be
carrier.
see-through and,
Okay, well, maybe, could we give them a little ribbon to put on there so I don't like rip it off the back of the car when I drive by? Thank you.
Just for you, Lynn. Hi, Joan. Come back up.
what's her, yeah, this one coming up, I know who the other one is. You gotta say your name and apartment again,
Again.
sorry.
Joan Slattery, 27F. The big cars is great, they have cameras, they can see, they're safe, that's great. But if you're parked next to one, they have dark windows, and if you try to pull out, that camera's not helping you. You're the smaller car trying to get out of that big spot. Very hard to park next to these big cars, so you better think twice.
It's going to be up to the community, so all we are gonna do, because there are people that have bigger cars and they're not happy, so we are doing is voting to have it put on the ballot. It's gonna be up to all of you. If you want it to pass, you have to vote yes. We need a majority vote, which is 256 votes for it to pass and change the bylaws. And that's why. This is a bylaw change. We can't just come up here and vote for it and have it changed. It's a bylaw change, so it's a community vote. Has to be the majority unit owners, 256 votes, passes the change. If you guys don't want it and you vote no, or we have less than 256, it's not going to pass. Everything's going to stay the same.
And remember, it doesn't matter if that car next to you is 70 or 75. If you're shorter than it, you're shorter than it. You're not going to see around
No
it.
matter what.
Well,
No matter
sometimes you
what.
can see through it, though. Sometimes you can see through it.
Not with how much people tint their windows in
That's
Florida.
right. But number 2 here, were you going to mention that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I went backwards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we had a motion, we had a second. Joe,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
I vote yes. Eileen,
Yes.
Brenda. Yes. Sabrina.
Yes.
Motion carries. All in favor. Okay, next thing are just cars in general, okay? And this is another rules issue. I think we've done a pretty good job of ticketing most of the cars that don't have registration. We've handed out, I couldn't tell you how many, 50, 60 registrations, the little sticker you put on the back of your car, or if you're a renter, you put the thing on your mirror.
Registration or parking permit?
Parking permit. The next thing is, I have a list of at least 12 cars in this complex today that do not have valid plates on them at all. Okay? I'm gonna go out, or we're gonna go out and start ticketing those cars next. So we kinda got the parking permit thing under control. You cannot have, by the bylaws, you cannot have a car on site that is not operational and registered, okay? We had one down the main drag, had a flat tire. The person hasn't been here in 2 years. They were just storing it out in front of their place. We can't have that. So we're going to start ticketing people for registration. So I suggest you make sure that you have a tag on your license plate. Now, some places, some states don't use the tabs on the license plates, which is what we found. New Jersey, no tab on the license plate, it goes on your windshield. I'm finding out way more about car registration than I need to. I also found out that I can get a hold of Connecticut and they'll tell me whether it's registered. So, so there's a lot of that going on, but that will be the next thing we are going to start ticketing on, is the registration and the operation of your vehicle. Also, if you could please, don't hit that camera.
Yeah, please.
Watch it.
You're right by that, Carol Ann.
The next thing is, please pull up to the bumper. When you pull into your part, especially down this aisle here, when you pull into your spot, have your tires hit your bumper. I watched somebody come this close to getting their car plowed into the other day, and I called them and I was like, you got to move your car all the way up. So please, please, please pull your cars in.
And park it within the lines too. Within the lines and pull all the way up.
Yeah. One final thing from the Rules Committee. Oh, did anyone have any questions on that? Deb?
Deborah South, 1I. Regarding that, okay, you ticket people.
Microphone.
You ticket people, so what do they get, like 2 strikes and you're out? What happens after
2 strikes
that?
and you're out, exactly.
You're going to get towed after that.
Or fine.
Or fined.
Or fined.
How many times do you get fined? Like, do you get fined?
Once.
And then you're towed?
Yes.
Okay,
I
just
mean,
because.
Usually
people
it's
just keep getting
towed
tickets.
first.
And they get tickets and
Yeah,
they get
and-
letters and they do nothing about
Well-
it.
Exactly, that's where I'm going.
That's why
Well,
we
okay,
have to
so
get-
When you put the toe stickers on them, they run away quickly. They see them and they bolt.
Okay,
So
and
then
then
you
do
try
they
to get
hide
'em.
somewhere else, or do they really take care of the issue?
There's so many cars in here, it's very hard to find these people sometimes. So we do now, I've put together a spreadsheet. It has the unit number, the person who owns that parking spot. I don't know if it's their car or not. It has their license plate number and how many times they've been ticketed and whether they've gotten a tow ticket or not. Okay, so we are trying to not just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting nowhere. We're actually trying to be systematic. We have a spreadsheet and we know exactly where these people are at.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
Because if you just keep warning,
Oh,
nothing
no, no, no,
happens.
It's not working.
yeah, it's not working. Yeah, oh, no,
We are serious.
we're serious.
And I ticketed 2 trucks last night that were parked in the parking lots here. You can't park trucks by the condos. They have to be out here in front, and you have to have permission.
Right. And your guests, when your guests are here, if they're here from, not just somebody came to the house, but if they're here, they need to have a guest sticker, it's not a sticker, a permit to park their car. So we know it's supposed to be here. This all comes down to knowing who's on property and knowing who's not. Knowing who's not supposed to be. Okay? And with that, I'm going to move into the guest policy. There's been a lot of things said in this condo about guests. I've heard, if it's a family member, it's not a big deal. They can stay as long as they want. If it's a person, I can do 2 weeks, 2 times a year. I read the bylaws, all the bylaws in regards to guests. I have them here if anybody would like to see them. Our bylaws state you can have guests for 14 days total a year. And it states in here, unless you need a caregiver, but if you need a caregiver, you've got to get approval by the board. And it's not like you have to come to a meeting and request it. Write something up, send us an email, we'll discuss it, Sabrina can sign it, okay? So the bylaws state that you can have somebody in your condo for 2 weeks, 14 calendar days total a year, okay? And I'm not worried about the person that's, got their boyfriend or girlfriend spending the night. That will become an occupational thing if they're staying, and they're living here. That becomes an occupant, completely another story. But as far as guests go, what I came up with the rules group is that we are going to institute a sign-in sheet for overnight guests. Okay? We just want to know who's here. It's for your safety, it's for the safety of the condominium. This is what it's going to look like. Okay? This will be back. I've moved all the documents that owners need. They're all, see where my husband's sitting? They're all sitting back there. They're right there. They're all on the wall. They're all marked. Life is good. This will be back there with the sign-in and sign-out sheets. Okay? All we're asking, I've got a new one. Owner name, but we know that if it's your child can stay when you're not here. So underneath it says owner guest if not in residence or something like that. I can't remember what the verbiage is. I want to know your building and unit number. I want to know the number of guests. I don't care who they are. I care who they are, but you don't need to mark down, my daughter's here and her husband's here and the 3 kids are here. We just want to know the number. The date they show up, the date they leave, and if they're family or not. Okay? If you want your grandkids or your children to come for longer than 14 days, drop us a note in the office. We'll get it approved. We'll have you sign this sheet. We just need to know who's on property. Okay? It's for everyone's safety. Because I know I walk down that main drag sometimes and there's people that I know aren't 55, and they're walking up and down, and I see them for weeks on end. I don't know who they are. Come to find out they were a caregiver, but nobody ever told the office. Okay? It's for your safety, it's for the safety of the organization. And like I said, any hardships need to be pre-approved. And family members can stay longer than 2 weeks as long as they get approval by the office. Any questions, comments from the board?
I'd like to say.
Brenda would like to talk.
What's prompted this sign-in sheet is that we've had several adult children moving in with parents we're not aware of. These people have to become occupants. It's not a problem. They just need to let the office know. We don't know who's on property anymore. We've had people renting their units without telling anybody. We're not an Airbnb. Guests that come should be here with residents. Otherwise, it looks like my girlfriend came down and stayed, and who knows who that is, and they're renting it. There was an ad on Facebook. Someone here put an ad in to rent a room. $1,000 a month, all inclusive. This is not the first time they've rented. They have had other people come in, no paperwork. We don't know who they are. The last one in was a father, a son, and a big dog. That didn't last long. So these are the things that are happening and why we are trying to reel it in on protection. Security, one, for the community. Two, courtesy. People like to know who's in their buildings. If they sign in and family, they also pick up their temporary parking permit. It's not a big deal, but we should know who's really coming and going on the property. We also have grandparents that are babysitting. That's all fine if it's daytime. But some are staying overnight, several nights a week. This is a 55 plus. The kids don't belong here in that capacity. If they come visiting with their family, that's fine, the 14 days. That's why we're trying to reel this in a little bit. Thanks.
Any comments from the floor? Really?
Nobody wants to get up.
No one wants to
In
walk
shock,
to the podium.
right? Airbnb.
Airbnb. So, do we have to, I mean, this is not a change to the rules. This is enforcing the rules that are in the bylaws.
And a reminder.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
kind of a
reminder of what
reminder.
the rules are,
Do we need to, we don't need to approve this, right? So the,
if we're not changing
okay,
it.
so the rule book will be updated to reflect this. And I think maybe we need to send a blast out to everyone with this, that you know, you need to sign in and this, that, and the other thing.
See, we used to sign in, and then at some point that fell by the wayside. And I know a lot of it had to do with Chris, and he used to have, it used to be you signed in because you wanted your mail to stop going north, whatever the office, the Monterey mail, you wanted it to start being delivered to you here. So I think that's what the sign-in used to be. And people would sign out when they leave, but now we're reinstituting it because it's really, it is a as things get crazier and crazier, people's safety is, we need to make sure we've got a control of how things are going, who's here and who's not here, so.
Okay, then that's all I have. There will be a rules meeting next week. I think I'm going to do it on Tuesday. To those of you that are on the Rules Committee, I will send that out. It'll also be posted on Channel 99 and on the website. So, Judy, you're up. The annual meeting.
Annual meeting.
Meeting. Judy, our lovely
Committee.
chairperson of the annual meeting.
Hello, everyone. 17G, Judy Roberts. Sorry for being late. I was out there having fun with the guys' shootout. And Vicki Mullins was scoring with me, and she apologized for not making it into the meeting because she just got chilled to the bone out there. So she wanted me to say she was sorry for not attending. The annual meeting will be held on March 7th. So I'll be here in the clubhouse, and that is at 1 p.m. so please plan to join us. The building reps, prior to the meeting, will be going door to door within your building the first week of February, and what they'll be handing out are, if you did not sign up to e-vote, they'll hand you out your packet of information for your ballot and your proxy form. And then if you are eligible to vote, you'll be getting that packet. Those that are not eligible to vote by paper are those that signed up for e-voting, which you need to do at least 14 days prior to the meeting. And then those that might be in arrears for any payments to the community. So if you're not up on your payments, then you're not an eligible voter either. So you won't be getting a packet. But if your building rep is there to deliver a packet to you, they'll have you sign the form stating that they've handed you your packet of information. They'll have 3 days to hand those out to each one of the unit owners. And then after that 3-day period, they'll return any packets to the office, and then those will be mailed to the address on record for you. We'll also be holding a Meet the Candidates Night, and that will be on February 2nd, also here in the clubhouse at 7 p.m. And yesterday was the deadline for submitting a letter of intent to run for the Board of Directors. So what I'll do is read to you those that have put in their letter of intent to run. Patricia Beers, Barry Moriarty, Vicki Mullins, Charles Parks, Carla Smith, Kim Smith, and Sabrina Stagnita. So those are the names that you'll see on your ballot to vote for the upcoming annual meeting for the Board of Directors. Any questions on? One quick note also for the e-voters that have signed up so far, we've gotten 54 sign up for e-voting. So if you do sign up for the e-voting, you can go online as soon as that link is sent out to you. A few of us practiced with that link just to kind of see what it was about and how it worked. Simple, a real easy, you need to know how to get into a website, follow the link, and then go in and do your e-voting, but it was pretty simple to be able to do that. So if you'd rather e-vote, there's forms up there where Kim pointed out, and up on the landing, you could sign up for the e-voting.
Through February 20th then? For
Yeah,
e-voting?
14 days
14 days
before.
prior
14 days
to.
before the meeting.
Yep.
Yes.
Sign up.
Yep.
Sign up.
And that'll also save us postage, so in the end, we're all benefiting from that if you're able to e-vote.
And you can do it from your phone, you can do it from a tablet, or you can do it from a computer. Very simple.
Does anyone have any questions on the annual meeting or the process that will be followed? Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Judy.
sorry.
Oh,
Yes, Paul.
For the annual meeting, there'll be, is that on? There'll be 3 positions that the owners will be
Yes,
voting
I'm
for?
sorry,
So there'll be 3 open positions.
Good point. 3 open positions. Sabrina's and Kim's time on the board has, what is it, 2-year term?
Yeah,
Two-year,
term.
their
Dick.
term.
And
their-
Dick.
And Dick, I'm sorry, and Dick.
Yes, please
Their
don't
2-year
forget
term is
me.
up. So Sabrina and Kim have put their names in to rerun for the board. So there'll be 3 open positions that'll be voted on within the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candidates that will be on the ballot. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Oh,
Mixed golf.
hold on.
He's still.
You can start talking. I'll just.
Mixed golf. Dick is going to discuss this. The discussion of the golf practice swing cage.
Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise. It went to sleep.
In the very unlikely event that you missed me when we started the meeting, I apologize. I was at the shootout, and Judy can vouch for me. So
Did you win?
Did you win?
I came in 3rd.
Nice.
In the money, in the money. Okay.
Okay, we're good. This is what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, this is a revised presentation that Peter Staffold submitted to us after the workshop. There was quite a few questions and suggestions and whatever at the workshop regarding the first presentation that was on the website, and we discussed it at the workshop meeting, kind of went through the whole thing. And there was quite a few questions and suggestions and issues that people wanted explained. So I sent an email to Peter, and I sent him all the questions and asked him to respond to them. And I don't want to take up a lot of time going through all this, because a lot of you already saw the first one. It's on the new one's on the website now, and you can look at it. But I do want to read his response as well as the
Did you
questions.
Do these in red or something? Oh,
No, that's only on the,
oh, here we go. So he added these,
yeah.
if you wanted to read through these.
Well, he incorporated his answers in the presentation.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to read you the questions and then his response. The first question was, a board member noted that our founding documents mandate that any amenities purchased for MYCC by any person or committee become the property of the association. That said, the board would require a document stating that the Mixed Golf Committee would be responsible for any costs associated with replacement and or repair of the facilities components. And he just wrote back, this item needs to be addressed by Wayne Hester, president of Mixed Golf. And I've emailed Wayne. I gave him copies of all this morning, and he will be discussing this with Mixed Golf. The second item was, a resident living in the building immediately adjacent to the chipping and putting green was concerned about noise from golfers around and using the swing practice facility. His response was, the use of foam balls should eliminate most noise. The attached PowerPoint slides address this concern.
I'm just looking to see if he put all, no. Okay.
From another resident, will there be a sign-up procedure and how would it work? His response, golfers with tee times may use the facility during the 10 minutes before they tee off. Other players may use the facility on a first-come, first-served basis, with sessions limited to 10 minutes. I've discussed this with Ron Patrick, head ranger, and Brenda Benny, starter coordinator, and they agree with this process. The attached PowerPoint slides have again been updated to address the concern. He's actually wanting to change the wording of a practice facility to warm-up, so people understand that they can't get on there for, half hour or hour. Another question was from a resident volunteer who was responsible for monitoring, especially during the high season. He's asking who's going to be responsible for monitoring. The ranger is responsible for the golf course, including all practice facilities. The starter will be available to send golfers to the first tee and at the same time to notify the next group that they have access to the golf swing facility. I've discussed this with Ron Patrick, head ranger, and Brenda Benny, starter coordinator, and they again agree with this process. And again, it's on the PowerPoint presentation. Another question is, will there be posted rules? He writes, this is an excellent suggestion. The attached PowerPoint slides now includes a slide of proposed rules. 1, golfers must use the supplied foam balls and not use regular golf balls. All balls must be teed up within the cage. Golfers with tee times have first priority access during the 10 minutes before their tee time. And 4, golfers can use the facility while the golf course is open, but must immediately step aside for golfers with tee times and limit the sessions to 10 minutes. And the last question that he answered was, will golfers be allowed to use real golf balls when using the facility, or will they be required to use the foam balls only? And it's only the foam balls. No hitting golf balls in the cage. And that's basically it.
Dick, I had, there was a resident that posed a couple of questions about the cage to me. I was told that there was a point in time in the past where there was a cage there, but the cage started becoming not well-maintained. The netting started getting ratty. When it needed to get mowed, it wasn't getting mowed under. We probably need somebody who's going to be, if we got it, they would need somebody that would be there every week before they mow. They would need to remove the netting or move the netting over so they can move under it, and you would need somebody that would constantly maintain it. So I guess after a while I had heard that it had gotten ratty and it ended up getting disposed. So
I think a lot of that was because they were using real golf balls, and it was just tearing the cage up. But I will make sure that Wayne gets that information.
right. So yeah, somebody needs to move it so they cut under it and then put it back, and yeah, they need an actual maintenance type
Okay.
schedule. A point person.
And is there any questions about that? If not,
Come on up, please.
Judy Roberts, 17G. Just, and maybe it was in the PowerPoint and I forgot. Will that be open on Mondays when the putting green and golf course is closed, or is that also going to be closed on Mondays?
I don't think so.
That's a good question.
No.
I don't
I
think they
just
will.
thought of it.
I don't think they will because they're going to be mowing and.
Yeah.
you know,
So I just want to make sure that that is clarified. If there's rules posted or whatever, that'll follow the same as
I
the,
talked-
putting green's closed on Mondays
Putting
as
green
well.
is always closed when the golf
I
course
had
is
talked to
closed.
Peter, and he said, when the golf course is open, that'll be open. When the golf course is closed, that'll be closed, just like the putting green.
Okay. Just as long as it's posted, so that's clarified. Thank you.
Good
So
point.
Dick, can we get a sheet from Mixed Golf that has the rules and all this information that we can post on the website, maybe blast out to everyone, that says things like that? You can't use it on Mondays, you know. And, you know, all of these questions that we have. I also, before I'm going to approve it, I'd like to see something from Mixed Golf that says that it is never going to be the board or the association's responsibility to replace this thing.
No,
Or
that's already
maintain
been.
it.
I've
Yeah,
already-
but no, but we need it in writing.
No, I understand.
Okay, okay.
I've already asked for it.
Okay, so I would like to table this till the next meeting. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. It was just a discussion.
Yeah, it's just a discussion.
Peter's
Anything
on
else,
it now,
Dick?
I know.
You got anything else to add about this?
No.
Any other questions from the board or anything from the board? Any more questions about this out from the audience, from our residents? Okay, we're gonna move on. Next thing is motion to approve repositioning the pool gate closer to the pool and placing the common key on the bathrooms, the pool, the bathroom doors of the pool bathrooms. Any questions from the residents?
We'll let Joe
From our
respond.
residents? Or
Yeah.
Joe's like, okay.
Our objective is to make this building ADA compliant, so someone can come up that's handicapped to the handicap door we have over here with no obstructions. Can't do that now with that gate out there, especially when it's on a hill. So by moving the gate to inside, we're going to keep the handicap door unobstructed. So it basically takes the place of a ramp, because the only other way we could do this would be to put a ramp out at our front door. So can I make a motion to approve that?
Is
now?
there any questions first? Anybody
Yeah,
want to say
okay.
something? Okay.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
Will it be a handicap accessible gate or the same gate? So like, if
No,
someone's
no,
coming up on
it's-
a scooter, do they still have to get out,
It's-
unlock it, open the
It-
gate?
We have to keep the pool secured.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
the gate is going to be a 4-foot wide gate. It will not be a high gate like that. It's going to be the same as the fence we have out there.
Okay.
So, but it has to be locked.
Mhm.
So we still have that. And the bathroom doors will have our common key lock on them also, so we don't have someone living in them.
I didn't know if it was going to be easier for someone on a scooter to get through that gate
Yeah.
versus what we have
The-
now.
The answer is yes. There won't be anything.
Because they won't be sliding back down the hill.
that-
It's flat ground.
With the pool gate open, you'll be able to ride your scooter right into the pool deck.
It's just getting off the scooter,
Not into the
unlocking,
pool.
opening it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't this the same gate that was there originally before
Oh.
they moved it over?
No, that was before I was here.
I believe it's the same gate. It used to be where you're gonna put it now. They just moved it back because homeless people were coming in and taking showers and using the bathrooms.
But
They
we're gonna lock the
moved it.
bathroom
Well,
now.
They
It's-
moved it, and of course, back then, we could have just
gotta
put
talk
locks
clo-
on the door.
Talk closer.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay.
So
it-
are we using the same gate and not buying a new one?
It's a new gate.
no. It's going to be all brand new. We're not using that high gate that's out there. It's going to be
Okay.
the same height as it's going to be as close as we can to match our existing fence.
And the
around
gate
the pool.
options don't offer something that make it more handicap accessible for someone on a scooter versus what we're
Make it
buying?
open forward.
You mean
Well-
to open the gate?
Yeah, for them to open the gate. I didn't know if there was, if we're spending the money to get something new, let's,
Well,
look
no,
at the
we
options
still
and
have
make sure
to,
we're.
we still have to comply with Martin County to keep the
No,
pool
I understand
gate
that.
locked.
To have it locked. I just didn't know if there was any other options for someone to get in without having to get off their scooter is what I was boiling.
The only
down to.
suggestion that the fence man made to me was that we have the gate so it can be opened in the case of a panic from inside. So the downside of that is you could reach right over and open it from inside. So you're locking, it. Well, it's defeating the purpose of the lock. So there is no law. Someone said there's a law that says you have to have it. There is not. So we can keep the same scenario we have with the other gate right now, where you have to open it with a key from both sides. That would be the only thing that he suggested. We would have a panic lock on the inside, which, like I said,
I don't think we need a panic.
no, it
We
defeats the
haven't had
purpose
it-
of having a
We
lock.
haven't had it as all
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
And as far as someone climbing over it, they could climb over the one that's there now too, it's not.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're looking at all the options for
Yeah.
handicap accessibility.
Yeah, that would be the only improvement that the fence man suggested. But no, it wouldn't improve it. If you were coming up from outside, you would still need the key to open it. So the objective is to make this building accessible, unobstructed to a handicapped person,
Thank you.
so.
Okay,
Okay,
no more
so do we want to?
questions?
Any more questions, or are we good?
Okay.
All right, I'll
All right.
second Joe's motion to approve this issue.
Okay.
Right,
Okay. Joe,
yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Kim, I vote yes. Eileen? Brenda?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right.
Okay, next thing we're going to discuss is the motion to revoke, voting privileges, hot wire services, and the use of amenities for unit owners that are more than 90 days late and owe over $1,000. So, last meeting, the workshop meeting, we discussed that if you're in arrears and you're not paying your HOA and you're not paying your special assessments, that you don't have the right to vote. That's a law, I believe, but we are going to vote on it also as board members. And the other thing is, when you don't pay for any of your HOAs and for your assessments, you also are not privilege to using the amenities, like using the clubhouse, using the pool, golfing, all those things are, you're not allowed to use them. In addition, hot wire services, your cable and your internet, that's also on the table. So we are making a motion to vote on this, to revoke all these privileges for people that choose not to. I mean, there's people that come to us and we work with them, but if people are blatantly not paying and not saying anything and just don't care and think it's okay, no. So those are the people we're talking about. So for those people, we want to revoke their voting privileges, hot wire services, and amenities. And we want to vote on it
And just
as
for
a
everyone,
board.
I'm sorry, just for everyone's information, the Florida statutes state that we cannot turn their electricity off. We
We will
cannot
never
turn
do
their
that.
water off, okay? You can't turn their utilities off. Hot wire is not considered a utility. It's considered, it's a service.
It's a luxury. It's like a luxury. Cable TV and internet service.
Yep.
Yeah, you still have your phone, so you can call people with your phone. We're not gonna cut off your electricity. But your electricity, you're paying for that separate anyway, so. I'm not going there. Okay. Any questions from the board?
Come on, Eileen.
And Eileen, okay.
Moriarty again from 36F. I'm just wondering, is there going to be a process in place to enforce that? Because who's going to monitor who's using the pool, who's...
Oh, the pool?
Yeah,
I
those
think
sorts of
the
things.
golf course, we would probably
love-
give the starters a list of who can't golf, and the pool,
We're just gonna have to monitor. I mean,
yeah,
we can't
We
monitor.
know who they are, and, yeah.
Right.
So
I
we
just
watch
don't
out
know,
for it.
you know, I mean,
And-
is it really enforceable? I mean, there are people that walk outside their condo and go on the golf course, and they don't start at the starting point.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if there's...
We'll give the Rangers a
You know,
list
there's a
too,
will, there's a way.
always. I mean,
This will be the pool.
But we have kind of looked at that as far as because we figured the golf course is the one we can enforce. We've looked at that. I'll tell you right now, none of the people that are on that list are golfers.
We're talking about, probably about 15 to 16
15.
units.
I think we're down to 14.
Really?
But yeah.
Do we have any that are in receivership at all, or, you know, like that just, that have
No.
not paid at
No.
all?
No.
That are...
We have some,
They're on that, there's some on that journey.
yeah.
Getting there, but they haven't arrived there yet.
Still getting our money.
We do have some that are at the lawyer, you know.
It's a slow process. It's a legal process, and it has to go through, you know, yeah. They're on their journey. They haven't arrived. One
We're
day,
getting close.
one day it'll happen, but it's not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Come on up.
Trip.
Trip.
Trip Causey, 11D. I'm just curious, do y'all put out, like, at the meetings, a report of, 20 people or 90 days and over? So for accountability for the people who are here, who pay their dues, it's something I'd like the board to consider. We're not looking for names. It's just a matter of, we should know that there's 20 people over 90 days or people headed for
I
receivership.
think there was a legal reason why we weren't doing it.
No, we can say the
can
number,
say-
we just
We
can't
We can
say
say
the people.
that, we
Yeah.
can't,
Right.
say-
Right,
okay,
I-
number,
no,
yes.
yeah.
People,
It's just, it's
16.
a matter of, letting everyone know, there's a dollar amount, and there's this many
Oh.
people are 90 days out, 6 months out.
Oh, we
The
have all
ones that
that
are 6 months out,
She
they're at the
has-
lawyers, or they're, because back where I come from, we put liens on their properties.
Yep.
what they did.
we do that
Liens
too.
on them, and
We do that
suddenly
here
everybody was
also.
paying.
We're working towards that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
part of the
So I
journey.
just-
That's
I
part of
That's
their...
part of the journey.
Yeah.
All right, part of the maturity, okay.
And I'll tell you, there are, as of right now, well, I think there's 14 on that list.
I got 16.
Well, one paid yesterday.
One
paid
one
it.
paid in full yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They jumped off the bus, so.
They got their get out of jail.
I don't know, I don't know.
Thank you.
They're off the train.
They're off the journey.
Yeah.
Parachute.
Okay, so I'd like a motion to approve revoking voting privileges, hot wire services, and the use of amenities for unit owners that are more than 90 days late and owe over $1,000.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to revoke voting privileges, hot wire services, and use of amenities for unit owners that are more than 90 days late and owe $1,000 or more.
I'll
Second.
second.
I'll second the motion.
The emotion?
We've got
Yeah, that is a song, an old song.
Okay, Joe?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Kim, yes. Eileen?
Yes.
Brenda?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Motion carries. All in favor.
Okay, the next thing is, I would like somebody to make a motion, first I'm gonna explain it anyway, but to make a motion to, transfer $35,000 of unallocated interest, which is reserve interest, into the infrastructure account that will go towards paying for the deep well. So with unallocated interest, we can always, make a motion or vote, the board can vote to transfer the money into, fund other different things. Did I miss something?
No.
No, just keep going. Finish
Okay,
the
never
thought.
mind.
Okay. Finish that, and then we don't have to
Okay,
go
I'll
back.
go back to that, all right. Sorry about that. So to make a motion to pay for the deep well. Any questions from the board?
No.
Any questions from out here? Okay, so can someone please make a motion
Yep.
to,
I'll make a motion to use $35,000 of unallocated reserve interest to pay for the deep well project.
Second.
Joe?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
I vote yes. Eileen?
Yes.
Brenda?
Yes.
And Sabrina?
yes?
All in favor, motion carries.
Okay, so the motion, because I want it written the right way, is to, it was to transfer $35,000 of unallocated interest to infrastructure account, restricted account, to pay for the deep well.
Do I need to revote?
No, wasn't that what, do we need to revote that?
That was it.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanted it written the right way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'll go back to the item that I missed, that I thought I went through the whole sheet, so. Okay, motion, next thing is, we would like a motion to approve paver installation at the yacht club in the amount of $48.50. The installation will be done by Paver Paradise. I think Joe will give us more of an update on it, and it
Sabrina?
includes
Yeah.
everything.
We approved this.
Yeah,
on
it's already-
December 12th.
This was already approved December 12th.
Okay, so I don't, okay,
It's
so,
already in the works.
all right, so I was good skipping it
You
anyway.
did.
Yeah,
We thought you knew
But
that,
were
that's why
like,
you did
okay,
that.
all right,
That's why you did that.
December.
Yeah,
all right.
I wasn't here. I have an excuse.
All right. Now, we had a unanimous consent form that we signed, and we need to ratify it, and it's for the denial of occupant in 1E.
You want to talk about it?
I can't say much about it, but there was some information that came to light, and so we denied residency to an occupant in 1E. And so now we're just bringing it up to let you know, because it has to be done in a meeting, that we want to ratify our unanimous consent.
Okay. So I'd like to make a motion that we deny the approval of the occupant to 1E.
To ratify
second
the
it.
unanimous consent.
Oh, I'm sorry, because we already signed on it. To ratify the unanimous consent to deny 1E.
Right.
And I second.
Joe?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
I vote yes. Eileen?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Brenda and Sabrina?
Yes, yes, yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Okay, now, any questions thus far? Are we all good? Okay. Next, now we get to the new business. Now, I'm going to discuss something that I really don't want to discuss, I don't really like, and I wish it never happened. So, somebody we discovered back in the fall has been, more than somebody, has been using counterfeit laundry tokens. So, what it was, there were tokens for car washes, like Caesar's Palace tokens, tokens that you put in arcade things, all these little tokens. And at some point they started, so somebody's were using these tokens and they were starting to saturate, and they started popping up when we go pull out the tokens and we count the money. So what we
put the counterfeit ones back in the machine, and then you guys would get them.
Yeah, you would buy them.
And then you'd use them, so it took a
So
while.
the first time,
for us to get them out of the system.
so the first time is the theft, you're buying them. And then the second time, now they're in circulation, so people are buying these tokens. So, and you ended up getting more and more tokens. So when we finally discovered it in the fall, we started going through token by token and pulling out all the bad tokens, all the counterfeits, and then putting the new ones, the ones that were Monterey tokens, putting them back in the machine so people buy new tokens. So what we did is we were monitoring after, let's say, about a month that we had cleaned out all these tokens going, and that was a pretty laborious task, going through all these little tokens one by one and looking at them. Then we started watching where these tokens were appearing, and we found them in 2 buildings. So the culprits are in 2 separate buildings. I'm not going to tell you what floor. I don't know. Should I say the buildings?
I think you should.
Building 51 and Building 3. We were finding like a whole bunch after we had cleaned them out, and they were brand new, finding a whole bunch of tokens coming out in the thing. So here's the deal. We lowered the price of the tokens. We didn't like them being up high. I know nobody was happy, but really you can't just go because you're not happy. You're stealing $2. And I'll tell you, because I counted up the tokens, it was like a $300 theft, over time. $300 of tokens. So if this continues, we want to leave it like this, honor system. You come here, buy the tokens. But if this continues, we're going to have to change the system to something where people aren't just like stealing and doing whatever they want. And we're going to probably have to go to getting Wi-Fi in the buildings and putting one of those credit card systems. Now, I guess those are good. You just go put your card there and you get your laundry, but sometimes because it's internet goes down. When the internet goes down, you're not going to be able to use your washing machine or dryer. So it's got some issues. We want to leave it like this.
We would need all new machines.
Yeah, it would be expensive. It would probably change your prices. We would have to change the whole, it would be a whole overall. So please, we're letting you know, please go and buy the tokens from there and use the real tokens. Because we're always going through the tokens, and if I see that these counterfeits keep coming in, we're going to have to change it, and I really don't want to change it. And the other system was using quarters, but I was told that using the quarters also has people, you can also counterfeit. So you can find coins that are like it. And then you're going to run around and have to go to the bank and get your $10 quarter rolls and run around with rolls. So, and then you have to go put all these quarters in the machine. I think we'd have to change the slots too. So please, this is just an advisement that if it doesn't change and if everybody doesn't stop, and if you know who did it, I mean,
If you're suspicious,
you know.
speak up.
Speak up, because if it continues, we will have to change. All right?
And if you look at your if you have some older tokens maybe, and you look at your tokens and they say car wash on them, those are not our tokens.
Yeah.
Bring them to the office.
And I have had residents bring me,
Yeah.
because I think at this point, that machine was starting to get saturated, so.
Yeah.
And we
Bring-
spent going through token by token, picking them up, looking at them,
But bring those,
before we threw them back in the machine. So,
bring those to the office so we can keep them out of circulation so because, now that we've got them all, we hope we've got them all, we can kind of pinpoint where they're coming from, and when we go and pull the tokens
Yeah.
out of those machines, we know to look for
yeah,
them.
we look,
We're not looking
as soon
through
as we
all of
pull
them.
it out of the machine, we look at them. Okay, here's a lot of car wash tokens. Okay, this is the building, because now we know, once we cleaned them out, we know we're not selling you the old tokens. Now and they were shiny, brand new, pretty, so we knew that they were,
They were getting them online.
Yeah.
You can get them online pretty cheap.
yeah.
Don't tell them where to get
And
them.
we don't want to tell you how to do it, but,
Now I'm suspicious. But that's what.
yeah, so we're giving people more ideas, but the point is, don't do it.
You know, and Pam Kabansky, and I think you too, had to wash all the tokens at one point. And I don't know whether those fake ones were causing problems with our machine, but they went through and washed all the tokens by hand.
Because they got moldy. You have to go.
Any questions from anyone?
What building are you in?
Yeah, we think so too.
Do you need a volunteer to hand wash the tokens?
Yes,
That's suspicious.
yeah. It's okay. I'm moving on, if no one has any questions. Okay, now we're going to talk about the funding for 2026 projects. Okay. So there's a few things, there were a couple questions that came up when we were at the workshop meeting. One of them was the deep well. So as we were discussing, we did the vote for transferring the $30,000, the $35,000. With the deep well, right at this moment, there is, from a previous special assessment, there is $30,000 already sitting in infrastructure for the deep well project. Now we are transferring and in addition, now we're transferring $35,000 from our unallocated earned interest. So you got that additional money. And also now with the money that comes in every month for reserves and restricted, you also have an addition, we're also probably going to apply an additional $35,000 for funding the deep well. So this will be subsidized. In case people are worried that there will be a special assessment for this, there's no special assessment for this. We got the money in-house to pay for this. It's all going to come out of infrastructure. And also, I believe that there was a meeting the other day, and they think it can be done, because the figure of $90,000 was thrown out at the workshop meeting. I don't think, they came back with the price probably being lower than 90,000, so I'll let Joe address this quickly.
It was 100, but we're going to get under that, because now we know we don't need a service. That was determined yesterday afternoon. And we have one quote so far in from Hydrodynamics, and I'm waiting for another one to come in from American Well. So it's going to be a new well, new pump, new VFD, basically a whole new system that's gonna operate our irrigation system out there, so. But we're gonna be, we should be substantially under that 100,000, so we should be okay.
Because we don't need the.
We do
pole
not
and
need,
the FPL
no,
service.
we don't need,
So-
correct.
We had bought a pole that was
Yeah.
gonna be put out near Hole 2. That pole is, we're getting Holly today put in for a refund for the pole. So that money will go also back into infrastructure. So my point is, no worries about special assessments for this. The funding is in-house for that. No, no. Okay, now we will discuss Basin 3. So I've been hearing a bunch of rumors out there. I've had a couple people ask me questions, and Kim's gotten some questions. There's a rumor going around that we're leaving Basin 3 with the dirt like that, and so be it. I hope you love it all, you guys. But I just want you to know that that was never, ever, ever the plan. All along, now we are going to be putting it back together, so, what? I know. So, we have, our project for the basin pretty much was paid. We went a little bit into the contingency. There were a few things that needed to be done that were extra, like a couple of the pipe, what was it? Couple of the
Spillways.
a
The
couple.
spillways, yeah.
So we went a little bit
Modifications.
over the contingency, but the majority of the contingency is still intact. I'm not going to go through figures because I don't. I want to wait till the figures are solid. But what we want to do at the next meeting is we want to vote to use the contingency to fund the finishing up, the putting in of the irrigation and the sod on Basin 3. So for now, Joe's been getting quotes for irrigation, and we have quotes for the sod. The sod, even installed, is around 20,000. And what do you think?
Yeah, under 20.
Yeah, under 20.
And I'm still working on getting quotes for irrigation. These irrigation contractors, so far the ones I've contacted are very busy. They're talking like 2 to 3 months out. That's not going to be any good.
No.
But I'm working on that yet.
So that's being worked on, and then, yeah, so be patient, that's going to get done. So we have now there's a pond account that we have made, that we had segregated out in the restricted accounts, and it has $8,500 in it, and there's a substantial amount that's left over from the contingency. That's going to be going into that account, or it's going to be left in the contingency, or where it is now in the assessment account. And that is going to be, we are going to vote to use that money to finish the project around that Basin 3. So there's not going to be an assessment for Basin 3. So that's something we're going to vote on next week, because you can't just use the contingency money like that. We have to vote on it, and then we can start using it. The next thing I want to talk about is funding for Phase 2 of the buildings. Okay, so we don't have a bottom line yet, but we're getting close. We have to get, in addition to the AAA contract, we have to get, well, CSM is around 11% of whatever the contract is usually, and we have to get the contingency in there, and there's a couple other little things that get added in, like the electrical, and so we got to get all those figures together, and then we can come up with what we need. So we don't have a bottom line yet. So whatever I'm going to explain to you now is going to be more of like estimates and letting you know where we are heading mentally, how we want to go after this. So we've been doing very well with property insurance, as I think we've mentioned before that our property insurance has been going down. And we've been as a CPA, like to be conservative when it comes to reducing things. I like to have a little bit of a cushion there, so we weren't reducing it as much as maybe we could have. Well, that helps you guys out, because now we are considering transferring a sizable amount from the insurance fund and the insurance escrow account towards the project to reduce the assessment when it comes through. Okay, in addition, on the operations side, again, we don't know totally where we stand with this. It appears we're doing better than what we thought we were doing, or, financially, we're in a good position. So we're also considering transferring some money from from whatever we have left over to help reduce the assessment. Okay, so we're getting closer, but it's still too early to commit to a number, but pretty soon. Also, the board's going to have to make some additional decisions on how we want the payment structure to be. Do we want one payment on whatever the reduced thing is, or do we want to allow some payments? It's a collaboration, so that's something that we have to do. So just to let you know, there's going to be an assessment, but there's going to be a sizable discount or reduction in what the assessment would be, because we're going to kick in whatever we can to that. And that's another thing we have to discuss, because everybody has to agree on what we think the adjustment should be. So that's my news on where we stand and how things, the financial aspect of what a special assessment could be. So no basin, no, what's the other thing?
Well,
No well, and we're going to help you out on the buildings.
Judy Roberts, 17G. On the upcoming project for the building restoration, on January 9th, the head engineer from CSM came to review our lanai issues, and he had made the suggestion that it's top priority when they're back on site to address those issues, and I just want to make sure that that is still the game plan.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard back, not one word
Because
from
they're not
anybody
on,
since
we haven't signed a contract yet. It's not the engineer who does it, you're talking to the engineer, it's AAA, and we haven't signed a contract with them yet, so they're nothing scheduled, that's why they won't. It's not the engineer that does it.
Oh, I understand this, and you were with me that day
Yeah.
we talked with him, but I've heard zero from
You
anybody on the
heard
board
zero
or the
because there's
office.
no contract yet.
But at least a communication to say that, yes, we took that into consideration, and that will be addressed when they're on site.
Yes, it will be addressed.
Thank you.
Brad, Tripp?
Come on up, Brad.
Brad Cairns in 33E. You mentioned that you're not sure if it's going to be one assessment or if it's going to be broken into payments.
Right.
One assessment seems a little bit, offensive to me. I'll put it that way. According to the contract, I said that one assessment's offensive to me. I don't know about the rest of you. But in looking at the contractor doesn't need a down payment. The contractor's got 385 days, working days, to get this job done. If we have to put all that money up front, why do we have to put up front and go into a bank when we could keep it in our own banks rather
Well,
than paying it
that's
all at
why
one time?
we're, something we're going to discuss. I just threw out all the ideas.
Okay, well, I'm just throwing out the idea
Okay.
that I think doing it as one would not be very, I like all the other things you've done. You've done a great job trying to keep assessments away from us. But I don't think a lot of people would like to put out this kind of money again when last of it's not going to be spent for at least a year or longer out there.
Here's another option we were thinking. For those that want to just pay up front and get it over with, they pay up front. And then we had like maybe 2 or 3 quarterly payments, but then you would be paying interest. That was an option.
Why would we be paying interest?
I'm just throwing options out there.
Okay, well, interest
Okay.
doesn't seem fair to me either. If you don't need the money to spend, if you took all the money from us and put it in the bank, or didn't put it in the bank, if you're not spending it, why would we have to pay interest on money?
Or maybe we just do 2 or 3 extra payments. We are going to discuss it. And the reason I threw that out there is I kind of like the idea. So I'm not saying we're going to pay it all up front now or be done with it. But if we make a payment structure, it's going to be for everyone. It's not going to be, we're not going to have like, you know.
And I'm okay with it. It's got to be for everybody. That's fine.
But when we sign a contract, we do have to have that money.
There is some money we have to pay down.
And we have to know that we can get that money from everyone. I mean, to have that money with us before we start the work, or as we.
So that's
at the
why sometimes
beginning, so that we have that money when we need it.
If you took all the money up front, where would it go?
It goes into the special assessment account, it probably, yeah, into, it's kind, yeah, it is.
No, it's a special assessment.
It's a special assessment account in reserves, it's gonna go in the bank.
Does it go into the bank for Monterey Yacht and Country Club?
What?
It goes into our bank?
Yeah, our bank.
Does it draw interest?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, still doesn't draw enough interest to make me happy about paying it all at one time.
Well, then you would be
We're
one of the
looking at
ones,
that.
if we do payments, you would be one of the ones that would select that you prefer to do payments.
Correct.
But there is more paperwork done and all of that too, so. It's just nice to know that the money's going to be there, because
But-
once we sign a contract, we're obligated.
I'd like to give the option, if, for those that want to pay up front, you pay up front, and the ones that want to give, I'm trying to make this as easy and painless for everybody. It's not going to be painless, but, you know, it's a better scenario
But
for
that's a good-
everybody.
I get your point.
Yeah, we get it. I
hadn't thought
mentioned
of it that way,
payments.
but yeah, I get it.
I
Yeah,
mentioned,
if I got to put out $2,000 and it's not going to be spent, some of it's, portion of it, maybe a fair amount, of it's not going to be spent for 6 months to 9 months, maybe a year, I'm going, why am I paying all that up front?
Yeah, you're trying to say we should try to coordinate it with a payment schedule for the contractor.
Right.
So it's not coming in one
well,
lump to
that's
begin with.
kind of how we
That's-
would do it, but I wouldn't want to wait till it's totally due, because then we're in a jam.
I wouldn't expect that
So
either.
we probably
No, no.
would want it, let's say it's due in a year, we will probably want 3/4, this is an example, I'm not throwing it out there like this is it, but maybe 3 quarterly payments, so it would be due a couple of months, we would have everything in a few months before it's totally due.
If when you come back to tell us what you're proposing you want to do with a payment structure, if you could also give us the data about when we have to pay. What do we have to pay for?
Yeah,
I know
we
you
would-
pay something up front. You got permits and things like
the
that.
way
but
we
the
wanna
contractor
do it,
doesn't get money.
the way we
The
wanna-
contractor doesn't get money for a while, so let us know when those payments are due to those people so that it makes sense to us how you want to collect the money.
I think it would be easier doing like equal, like quarterly payments, something like that.
That's fine. Quarterly payments would be
Rather than doing,
good.
okay, permits are due now, we need this much money,
No.
okay, this is due now, we need,
No.
I think it's
A
easier.
quarter up front's fine. Quarterly payments, I think that'd be great.
That's more, yeah,
Much more
okay,
much more acceptable and easy to handle.
okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Brad.
Anyone else?
Trip Causey, 11D again. can I talk about the terms of the contract as well?
I don't care.
Okay,
We're
so,
getting to the contract after, so.
so just on, if you had noticed.
Nobody can hear you.
If you had noticed in Article 3 on page 2, there was a typo where it called out for, the words were 270 days to completion, but the number was 415.
What page?
Article what?
Article 3.
Article 3, 385,
But the,
415, I got it.
it says 270, but it's 415 working days,
Yep.
so that should be fixed. So as I went through, just questions. One was, I didn't see an option in here for the other buildings at the end, and y'all can address that. I didn't see that in here, because I thought y'all were going to have an option for the next 20 buildings, so there wasn't a break in contract.
Okay, so I asked the engineer at meetings, and then I went with the engineer to Judy Roberts' place when we were looking at her lanai. And again, I brought up, because I would have preferred to have all the buildings up front. And he said yes, but then he never came up with they never came up with the other estimate. So what I think is going to be happening is we're going to do the next 20 buildings, and then we're going to have to go back to them again and do the bidding process again and do all this again.
Well, you could probably put a term or condition in the contract that says within a certain amount of time prior to completion, they could come back with an option to finish the other 20
And
buildings.
that would be a good idea.
And then they can just give it to you.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah, that's a
idea.
great idea.
So another thing is 377 working days, I think it was 385 working days, is, if it's a 5-day work week, that's like 77 weeks. Is that correct? I assume it's a 5-day working week?
Yes.
So we're talking that this project for these 20 buildings is going to last for 77 weeks, which is really long time.
I don't think it's going to last that long.
I think we need to talk to the contractor about that, because I know it's not going to take.
I think it's going to be half of
The contractor,
it.
if it stays like that, they don't have to finish for 77
Yeah.
weeks. So I'm just.
Good
So I'm
point.
just saying that.
What article was that in?
That's also in Article 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a great Article 3. But,
Perfect.
so.
Okay.
We should, I would just encourage us to tighten that up, because that means they're going to be here for a year and a half just doing these 20 buildings with all their equipment. And could be, and that's a lot of.
That's a good catch.
Yeah.
Good catch,
Yeah.
yes.
And actually, it's 415 for finals, so that's even like 80-something weeks.
385 for substantial completion and 415 for the final.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is.
I don't know what the last one said, but I know it had big numbers like this, and they couldn't wait to get this thing done, because they want to get paid.
Yeah.
So-
Or you incentivize a contract.
Yeah.
At some point, so.
Yep.
I'm
Just-
terribly suspicious of all these contractors anyway.
I hear you, but this is, as one point, that's a long.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
We
you for
appreciate
reading
it. Yeah.
So Holly is saying they put those numbers in because of weather, because of possible hurricanes and things like that.
But we'll double check on those. Yes. Definitely.
Okay,
Anyone
so
else?
any more questions, comments? Okay, where are we?
We need a motion.
Gene.
We need where is it?
No, we're still on.
Well, the vote
Okay,
is-
we need
Are we on C?
a vote to approve AAA concrete restoration and waterproofing contract for 2026. Any motion?
I have a question. If we make a motion to approve this, can we make those changes to the contract?
Yeah.
We haven't signed it yet.
The amount will be the same, we just
The amount
maybe
will be
want
the
them
same,
to
but can we
change.
have a?
You can just put that in motion.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
okay.
So,
Approve as
I
amended.
got it. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the AAA concrete restoration and waterproofing contract for 2026 after we have with the changes, how do I say that?
Article 3.
With the changes suggested by the residents.
So what if they don't want to change that because of hurricanes and this
I
and
just
that?
think
Are
we
we
need
going to
clarifi-
walk
how about
away?
with we wanted to approve it with clarification from AAA on the questions brought
Okay, that's what I
forward.
want. I want clarification,
Yeah.
because I don't find that because I think we had a long period in this past contract, and they didn't really dilly-dally
No.
and make it last forever.
Clarification of Article 3.
Okay.
Exactly. We'll get it taken care of before we sign.
Okay,
Someone
so
want to second that?
I'll second it.
What's the motion?
The motion is we're going to vote to approve the AAA concrete restoration and waterproofing contract for 2026 with clarification on the questions brought forth by the residents.
In Article 3.
In Article 3. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Yep,
Now you can second it.
I second it.
Okay, Joe,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
I approve. Eileen?
Yes.
Brenda?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes,
All approve, motion carries.
okay. Next thing, we need a motion to approve Jean Sawicki to replace Millie Chambers on the interview committee. Anything you want to say about this, Brenda?
Sorry to miss Millie, and welcome Jean.
Yes, we miss Millie, and we need a replacement for Millie.
So
Any comments, anything? Any?
I make a motion to approve Jean Sawicki to the interview committee.
Guys-
Joe?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
I say yes. Eileen? Brenda?
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Any comments from the owners?
I'd like to say one thing. Unofficially, I'm the CVS rep. If you have not had your shingle shot and you are on the fence about it, I promise you, get the shot. It is a nightmare worse than they advertise, especially here. I should have brain damage by the time we're done. Thank you.
I'll thank them. I have one more comment. I'd like to thank all of our volunteers all over, and I would like to especially thank the second time around volunteers. They did an amazing job. And this one was, I don't know if they've had very successful ones in the past that were more successful than this one, but this one made more money than last year. So.
Owner comments.
Owner comments? Come on up.
Of course.
Jamie Eldon, 4J. Hey, I just want to make a quick comment. I think Millie was the one that interviewed me on the HOA interview 3 months ago, and she was, I just wanted to say, she's a very kind, nice lady. We really, when we were closing the same day, which was stupid on our part, but we did the interview 2 hours before the closing, and it was such a nice meeting. She gave us a really nice feel for Monterey and how great the whole place is. So, you know, I had no idea she passed away, so I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. We miss her. Come on up.
He has a hard time.
Ron Patrick still needs Rangers.
Couple of starters, too.
Tom Andrews, 25E. Little things mean a lot around here. Kenny Parker last Saturday was in here with a rug cleaning machine and went to all the major stains that were on the rug and did it all himself. And I think
He did a great
people like
job.
this, he did a wonderful job, and I'd like to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kenny. You did an amazing job. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the carpet looks so much better.
Anyone else?
Wow.
All right, so if this is it, then I'm going to adjourn. Meeting adjourned.